Player 333 surprised us all as the great villain of Season 3. His darkness and strategy allowed him to reach the grand finale, and he was even about to defeat Gi-hun. Because of this, many fans have compared him to Sang-woo, the legendary rival from Season 1. It's true that both share similar traits, but who is better? Who is stronger? Today we will analyze both characters, and I'll tell you who among the two is a better player in the Squid Game. Ready? Let's begin. Let's begin with the first round. Let's talk about intelligence. At this point, I'm not referring to mathematical intelligence. I mean the ability to decipher games and build strategies to win them. The Squid Game requires players to think fast to survive. In this kind of intelligence, Sang-woo wins easily. There's not much debate. In Season 1, we saw several times how Sang-woo solved difficult games and found strategies to win them. In the red light, green light game, he was the only one who noticed that the doll had motion sensors. Also, he came up with the plan to hide behind someone to be invisible. In the tug-of-war game, he was the one who made his team win. Sang-woo came up with the idea to walk forward to knock down their rivals. A crazy plan, but brilliant. This intelligence also shined in the marbles game, but we'll talk about that game later. Sang-woo always found smart ways to win. He was a prodigy for the Squid Game. This intelligence allowed him to reach the grand finale by his own merits. On the other hand, Myung-Gi also showed a lot of intelligence, but only a few times. In the grand finale, he was a great strategist, but in the other games, he didn't do anything remarkable. He reached the final in an unimpressive way. Sang-woo totally beats him. He had too much talent for the games. We've seen few players like him in the series. The first point goes to Sang-woo. My second point is physical strength. This section is very hard to define. Both characters showed strength to fight, and even had a hand-to-hand battle against the protagonist. Sang-woo's fight against Gi-hun was more brutal. Sang-woo proved to be more savage, and that would be an advantage against Myung-Gi. But on the other hand, Myung-Gi faced a more powerful version of Gi-hun. The Gi-hun from Season 3 is much stronger than the one from Season 1. Honestly, it's very hard for me to decide on this point. Another key difference between them is age. Sang-woo in his season was officially 46 years old. Myung-Gi was 36. That's a 10-year difference, and it would show in a fight. Despite everything, I give this point to Sang-woo. It's true that Myung-Gi is younger, but he is also childish. His fighting style is kind of simple and delicate. Gi-hun outmatched him at all times. Sang-woo, on the other hand, is brutal and capable of anything to attack. I find it hard to believe he would be defeated by a young man like Myung-Gi. Sang-woo is 2-0. The third section is manipulation. This is a very important point. In the Squid Game, you don't just win with strength and intelligence. There's a determining social factor. You need other people to win. You need them to be on your team, or even to betray them. That's how this tournament is won. In that sense, both characters have good moments. Sang-woo showed he was a total manipulator in the marbles game. There, he faced Ali, an immigrant who had shown to be his friend and trusted him. Playing fair, Sang-woo was about to lose. But in the situation, he came up with a great trick against Ali. Sang-woo showed an impressive level of acting. Even I believed he was crying. In the end, as we know, it was all manipulation to steal his marbles. Ali was eliminated because Sang-woo was his friend, and he lied to him. On the other hand, Myung-Gi totally shined in the grand finale. There, he showed an exceptional level of manipulation against the other finalists. He hid the secret about his relationship with the baby. This helped him infiltrate player number 100's team and slowly destroy them. For a moment, Myung-Gi even fooled Gi-hun. This guy seriously knows how to lie. In fact, let's remember that player 333 entered the game because he scammed many of his followers online. The guy was already a professional manipulator before the tournament. With this context, I give the point to Myung-Gi. He was always a liar. He lied to his ex-girlfriend, he lied to Gi-hun, and he lied to all of us. A total manipulator. We are now at 2-1. Let's go to another section, the level of evil. In this point, we'll analyze who is more evil. In their respective seasons, both Sang-woo and Myung-Gi did horrible things to win. This allowed them to reach the finals of their respective tournaments. The ability to be evil is important for a Squid Game player. No one wins here being a good person. Only Gi-hun managed to do it, because he had the power of the script on his side. Let's begin with Myung-Gi. This character showed his enormous darkness in the grand finale, when he used his daughter as a tool to win. He literally held the baby, and was ready to throw her to defeat Gi-hun. Also, Myung-Gi made it very clear that if Gi-hun lost, he would not hesitate to sacrifice the baby to win. This guy was evil. Sang-woo also did horrible things. For example, he betrayed Ali to win in the marbles game. He also pushed a player directly in the glass bridge game. But his darkest act was eliminating Sae-byok before the grand finale. He did this because she was injured, and he knew that Gi-hun would be able to quit to save her. With this, Sang-woo would have lost the money. Eliminating her was a dark decision, but driven by strategy. Objectively, Sang-woo committed more atrocities in his season, but none of these are at the level of sacrificing your own child to win. So I give this point to Myung-Gi. You have to be a real monster to eliminate your newborn child. Sang-woo proved to be evil, but not that evil. That would be a disadvantage in a game that requires committing atrocities. We're tied 2-2. Let's go to the next point, emotional control. In this point, I want to talk about self-control, that ability to keep a cool head in a stressful situation. In the Squid Game, this is very important. You can be very strong and smart, but if you break down at the wrong moment, you're lost. This point is easily won by Sang-woo. In Season 1, we saw how Sang-woo kept calm and strategized at all times. He never lost focus, and that coldness allowed him to make the right moves to win. Sang-woo was precise and effective. He was not controlled by his emotions. On the other hand, Myung-Gi has a huge weakness, his greed. Throughout Season 3, we saw that he failed in his goals because of his love for money. We saw this in the grand finale. In the penultimate round, he had already won alongside Gi-hun. There were 5 players alive, and Gi-hun was on his side. They just needed to reach the last platform and eliminate player number 100. But Myung-Gi preferred to eliminate the old man ahead of time to increase the prize money. The YouTuber thought he would be safe because there was still one injured player to eliminate. But he didn't count on that player jumping off by himself. So the whole problem arose from his greed. He could have walked out alive with his daughter and the money, but his greed always won. With this example, it's clear that Myung-Gi is very emotionally weak. His own weaknesses easily ruin him. On the other hand, Sang-woo was colder and smarter. He always made the right decision to win, even if that decision cost him his life. In the grand finale, he lost to Gi-hun, but Gi-hun offered him the chance to leave together. Sang-woo could have accepted this deal, but they would have left without the money. Faced with this, Sang-woo came up with a brilliant plan. He eliminated himself. This way, Gi-hun would take the money and could help Sang-woo's mother. In his final moments, Sang-woo showed he was a strategy genius, with a cold mind and capable of making extreme decisions to win. The final conclusion is that Sang-woo wins this versus with 3 points over 2. Sang-woo proved to be smarter, stronger, and more strategic in his season. He was someone who did what was necessary to win, even if that meant sacrificing his life. Myung-Gi is an excellent character, but in the end, he is defeated by his own flaws. He literally lost because of his greed, and that is unforgivable in a finalist. Sang-woo would not let these weaknesses pass. He is the winner. That's all for today. If you liked the video, you'd really help me out by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.